In a land of sunshine where the palm trees sway, there's a special show to brighten up your day. From rockin' festivals to Broadway dreams, tune in with Bonnie G. It's a desert scene, the desert scene with Bonnie G. Meet the stars and feel the beat. From the Coachella Valley is the place to be, for all the culture, fun, and harmony. The desert scene, yeah, with Bonnie G.
Mutual Broadcasting welcomes you to the Desert Scene, featuring conversations with the people who make culture, art, and entertainment happen in the Coachella Valley. From local theater to live music, art exhibits to cinema and beyond. The Desert Scene is presented by El Portal Mexican Restaurant in Cathedral City. Now, here is your host, Bonnie G.
And welcome to the Desert Scene. So happy to have you here. I'm very happy to welcome to the show Jamie Torcellini, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, who's directing the 39 Steps at CVRep, which opens December 11th. Hi, Jamie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Bonnie?
Good. Did I pronounce your last name correctly?
You sure did.
Oh, great. I hate messing those up. All right. So I'm looking at your bio is quite impressive. Performer, director, taught musical theater, taught improv, all kinds of stuff. So what came first? Were you an actor first?
Yeah, I was a performer first. I started as a dancer and did chorus line back in the 70s and a lot of tap shows on Broadway. Mm-hmm. And then I started teaching tap. And directing came here and there when I was younger, but I didn't start doing it full time until about 15, 20 years ago.
Okay. And I'm just looking at some of the, you performed in many Broadway shows, including Cats, Jerome Robbins' Broadway, Beauty and the Beast, Man of La Mancha, the original company of Billy Elliot.
Billy Elliot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the first time that you directed, did someone suggest that, and were you surprised, or was it something you'd thought about doing?
I had always thought about it because I had directed, when I did Groundlings, I used to direct a lot of the people's scenes, and when I was younger. And then when me and my girl, I used to do that for about 10 years. I had been in about 10 productions of it. Mm-hmm. They asked me to direct it. And they had already picked the leading man, so mm-hmm. it wasn't going to be me. And I said, sure, I'll direct it. And that was my first big, giant show. And that was probably about 30 years ago.
Wow.
30 years ago at least. And so I sat down with a director friend of mine, and I've worked with her many, many times, and she gave me a lot of tips, and it was invaluable, and I've been doing it ever since.
And what was the experience, what you had expected it to be, directing?
Well, it's always much more than you think it is, mm-hmm. Because the technical aspects are never ending.
Yeah.
So it's not just telling the actors where to go and trying to get the right feel for the entire show. There's a lot of people you got to keep together. You got to herd the cats. Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're doing a lot of musicals, you got to sometimes very large casts, and just directing traffic alone can be challenging. Yeah. I just want to talk a little bit more about your performing. Also assisted on both the Stuart Little films starring Gina Davis and Hugh Laurie, voiced characters in Disney's Tarzan and Mrs. Santa Claus for CBS, TV stuff, ER, Law and Order, General Hospital, and The Teaching. So quite a varied career. Is this your first foray into the Palm Springs area?
It isn't. I actually performed at, is it the Annenberg Theater?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Uh-huh.
That's how I pronounce it. And I did the Andrews Brothers, which was a sort of a takeoff on the Andrews Sisters.
Okay.
And the three brothers have to dress in drag and pretend they're the Andrews Sisters to keep the show going.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It's hilarious and fun, and it's actually a very funny musical.
And as far as...
I have worked there before, but that's it.
Okay, and tell me how the connection with a CVRep came about.
Okay, I don't know if anybody knows this story, and I don't tell it often. Okay. I had never reached out for a job in my life, and my friend Matthew, who stars in this show, was auditioning for it, and he said, they don't have a director, and I'm going to go and audition for it. So I thought, all right. He asked me to go and call Adam Karsten. So I sent Adam an email, and I said, it looks like you don't have a director picked yet. I've done the show 4 times, and looks like your schedule is tight, so you might need someone who knows it. Mm-hmm. And he got back to me right away. We talked on Zoom, and it was done.
Wow.
And so the entire cast that is doing the show, I have done the show with before. They've not all worked together. Mm-hmm. They've been in various versions of this show that I've directed, but everyone has done the show before, which is great because this is a very difficult, fast-paced comedy that takes a lot of rehearsal, and we only have 9 days to get it up.
Wow, that is tight.
I'm...
My goodness.
I know. If I weren't bald, I'd be pulling out my hair.
Yeah.
But they're terrific and fast and funny, and we're already spending the days laughing in the rehearsal studio. So it's been great fun.
Excellent. We're going to talk more about the show in a second. We're going to take a really quick break here on the Desert Scene with Jamie Torcellini. We'll be right back.
Craving a delicious meal that won't break the bank? Look no further than El Portal Mexican Restaurant in Cathedral City. At El Portal, we pride ourselves on offering family-friendly dining with affordable prices on our authentic Mexican cuisine. Owner Victor Lucurcio and his dedicated staff make you feel like part of the family. Whether you choose to dine in, take out, or opt for delivery, you can always count on fresh, mouth-watering dishes that will transport you to the heart of Mexico. Enjoy discounts throughout the week and explore one of the Valley's best selections of tequila to complement your meal. Join us for live entertainment on Friday evenings and consider El Portal for your next special occasion with our catering services. Visit eatatelportal.com for more details and discover why El Portal Mexican Restaurant has become a culinary gem in the desert. El Portal, located 1 block south of Ramon on De Palm and Via Olivera.
And we're back on the Desert Scene with Jamie Torcellini, who is directing the 39 Steps at CVRep starting December 11th. It opens. For people, and I didn't really know that much about this show. Give us a little bit about the story, about the plot.
Well, the 39 Steps was a novel written by John Buchan back in the 1930s, and it was the first spy thriller novel. And Alfred Hitchcock had the novel, said he wanted to make a film. It was a very successful film. And then Patrick Barlow, years and years and years ago, in 2005, took the novel and did a takeoff on Hitchcock's film and did an adaptation. And Patrick Barlow, if you don't know anything about him, he's done several adaptations where he takes these great stories and reduces it to 4 or 5 characters. Mm-hmm. So everybody plays multiple roles. In this one, Hannay, the leading man, does not. He plays just him, mm-hmm. and everyone around him plays, 35 roles, including streams and rocks, and Mm-hmm. And so it's a very, very funny, fast-paced play with lots of physical comedy, people changing characters and accents on stage right before your eyes. And it's a real sort of Valentine to a lot of different Hitchcock films. So you'll mm-hmm. see little Easter eggs throughout the show about Psycho and North by Northwest and all of his movies. Mm-hmm. So if you like Hitchcock and you love fast-paced comedies in the film noir sort of style, this is great fun. It's like those old black and white films where the dialogue comes rapid fast. It's super fun.
So I'm just going to read just a teeny bit of this. Richard Hannay, a dashing Canadian visiting England, meets Annabella, a beautiful British spy. An enemy espionage ring is pursuing her because she has incriminating information about the group known as the 39 Steps. So there's murders and there's all kinds of stuff that sounds like 9 days to get that together. You'd have to have somebody had done it before, I would think.
Well, yeah, it helps because of Thanksgiving too, we lost a day.
Yeah.
So while everyone loves to be thankful for Thanksgiving, we lost a whole day of work. So that makes things even faster for us. But I'm so blessed to have the cast that we have. They're fantastic.
What would you say your directing style is? I know some directors are very, very hands-on and detail-oriented. Others have a sort of an outline of the idea and kind of let the actors play a little bit and bring their own thing to the table. What would you say your style is?
I would say the latter description that you gave is what I love to do when you're in a different contract that has weeks and weeks of rehearsal.
Right.
I am more, this has such a style, a physical style that has a rhythm. So it's almost, some of it is almost choreographed, including the dialogue.
Wow.
So I would say keeping it clean and tight and funny and moving as rapidly as we can. I am a cleaner at heart, so I love it to be super clean. And I love the moments. So you go rapid fast so that you can take the time for those romantic and uncomfortable moments that call for it.
Yes.
But you want to keep the pace fast so that you don't put anyone to sleep.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Well, Jamie Torcellini, this sounds wonderful. The 39 Steps. It opens December 11th, runs through the 22nd at CVRep. You can get tickets at cvrep.org. Well, congratulations. I'm definitely going to come see this. It sounds like a really terrific show. And again, having you who's done it before and the cast has done it before, I think is really going to make it more enjoyable for the audience. And I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Super fun for Christmas, too.
Okay. All right, Jamie Torcellini, thank you. And we'll see the rest of you the next time on The Desert Scene.
The Desert Scene with Bonnie G. Meet the stars and feel the beat. From the Coachella Valley, it's the place to be. For all the culture, fun, and harmony. The Desert Scene, yeah, with Bonnie G. The Desert Scene's where you belong with Mutual Broadcasting's Bonnie G. Just sing along. Just sing along.